Okay, thanks for the introduction. Good morning, members of the MBA class of 2025, families, friends, and loved ones, faculty, and staff of Shizenkan University. I'm delighted to be here sharing with you this joyful moment. So congratulations. It's an honor to stand before such a diverse and talented audience today. While my speech will touch upon Japan, its values, challenges, and opportunities, I hope the themes I discuss will resonate with all of you, regardless of where you come from or where you plan to work in the future. Whether you are pursuing a career in Japan or in an international environment, I believe the ideas I share today can offer insights that are relevant to the global challenges we all face. As we stand here today, the world continues to face unprecedented instability, as Noda-san mentioned, from the protectionist trade policies to the devastating consequences of wars. We are surrounded by disruptions. While the world around us changed at breakneck speed for many decades, Japan struggled to adapt and keep up. Japan's decline in global competitiveness over the past 20 or 30 years is painfully evident. At first, we didn't notice. Then we didn't want to admit. But eventually, the reality became undeniable. Even then, we didn't know how to respond. To make matters worse, when we stay confined within a homogeneous and inward-facing environment, we lose the very awareness that we are stuck. That is a danger for any country and any leader. Why did Japan grow weaker? Because we fail to sense changes in the external environment and fail to transform ourselves accordingly. For decades, Japan's manufacturing industry created a wave in the world. Panasonic was part of that. But two major transformations caught us off guard. First, rise of emerging economic entities in Asia accelerated the commoditization of hardware, first. Second, the digital revolution and the internet transformed the very foundations of value creation. And we, corporate Japan, did not notice fast enough. Or perhaps we refused to see. There was even a prevailing belief among Panasonic leaders that it was unthinkable for companies like Panasonic or Sony to fall behind Samsung or LG at the time. So even when frontline employees felt a sense of urgency, senior management lacked antenna to receive their warning signs. So these senior managements also lacked literacy to understand how digital technology would transform not only existing products and technologies, but entire business models. The idea that software is eating the world was taking hold globally. But in Japan, we are barely beginning to grasp what that meant. To restore Japan's competitiveness, we must first build our ability to detect global shifts. But even if we manage to do that, we will run into a series of barriers in our effort to become competitive again. No matter how hard we try, we cannot simply replicate the success of today's dominant tech giants, the so-called big tech firms like GAFA. Trying to catch up with them on their own turf was a losing game. If you look at the blueprint that Japanese companies aimed to become until about 10 years ago, it said that it would become platform businesses. They often had no real understanding of what was required for successful implementation, such as a significant investment. These were not strategies. They were hubris and pride of being blinded by past success. Now, as modern-day business leaders, we need to catch changes quickly at the earlier stage and then have the strategic ability to design where we can truly win and how we will compete. The real challenge is that acquiring this design capability requires hands-on training nurtured by fail fast, learn fast kind of attitude. And to turn strategy into results, we need leadership that sees it through to execution. Yet, many Japanese organizations are still shaped by systems optimized for the era of Japan's post-war economic miracle, characterized by rigid structure, legacy norms, and outdated skills. Transforming these organizations will require nothing less than a cultural transformation, bold reform of skills, mindsets, and organizational norms. We need strategic literacy, cultural literacy, and execution skills that can lead meaningful changes. If your mission is to contribute to the future development of Japan, then these are the capabilities you must cultivate. First, sensitivity to change. Second, the ability to design strategy where and how to compete. Third, the courage and capability to drive cultural transformation. I say this not as a distant observer, but as someone who has lived the challenge of corporate transformation firsthand. The literacy and framework you have gained at Shizenkan University are only the beginning. Now is your moment to put them into action, sharpen them through real-world challenges, and grow into the leader you are meant to become. My hope is that you will continue sharpening your ability to sense, design, and transform, and that you will become the kind of leaders who can guide Japan and the world through the turbulent decades ahead. So I wish all of you a bright and successful business life. Good luck, and congratulations on your graduation once again. Thank you.
Thank you very much for the inspiring keynote speech.